Enough with the popular stuff. Time to see what's under the shadows. Here are 10 underrated romance anime you must watch. Let's go. Number 10, Stynasian.
今日南さん来てないのか。
It's Trigger, so you know what to expect. There's giant monsters called kaiju, and to fight these monsters, we've got robots. Now, you might think they ripped off Pacific Rim, but Pacific Rim ripped off the entire genre of mecha anime, so you can't exactly complain. It all starts off when Yomoji Asanaka meets a man who calls himself a kaiju. And guess what? They're your friendly neighborhood Godzillas, but instead of Kong, we've got giant robots.
寝てるしいろいろ買ってきたんだけどな。起きてんじゃん。
And when the monsters are unleashed, there are a few other people who landed at the wrong place at the wrong time, getting caught in the situation. If you know Trigger, then you can expect all the usual Trigger stuff, but the usual Trigger stuff is really good things. We get character development, an interesting set of characters, and of course, aliens. There is a nice blossoming romance in here too, so give this one a go. Number 9, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheap powers.
一人だけ残るなんて何のつもり？自分から餌になりたいのかしら。我らガロウ族は狙った獲物を逃がさない。
Yes, this is your isekai anime where one guy gets super cheap powers. I wish the title was more convincing. This is about Bonanza, who gets summoned into a magical world but gets rejected because he's just a noob without any powers at all. Look at this guy, look how weak he is. But what happens when he gets cheap powers? Will he be able to get this wolf girl with a nice character design?
私が勝てば私に勝った旦那様の実力証明できますでしょ。
いや、ただ夫婦のふりをするだけで。
なんだって構いませんわ。
Look, I'm not here to convince you that this is the next big isekai. It seems like a combination of a lot of tropes with a few original elements here and there. But this has romance, and it focuses on the main couple more than a lot of isekai anime. And it pretty much has the romance tag labeled in it, so this gets added to my watch list. Number 8, Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut. You can't forget about vampires when it comes to romance, but this is still a better love story than Twilight. And this time the vampires get to go to space. How cool is that? After the end of the Second World War, the Federal Republic of Zernitra decides to explore space for the first time. Since sending humans too risky, they decide to use vampires as test subjects. The very first test subject is a girl named Irina Luminesk, and accompanying her is a commander named Lev.
飲むのが怖いのか？人間なら生きたぞ。
怖いわけないでしょ。
If you love vampire girls, you'll love this. If you ever wanted to be an astronaut, you'll love this. And most of all, if you want a space love story, you'll love this too. And since this is happening in space, hopefully we can avoid the usual vampire-human romance cliches we've seen in a million other shows. Number 7, an Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride.
私はどのような殺され方をするのでしょうか。
ちょっと待て。なぜ殺すことになっている？
Ever met a powerful sorcerer with social anxiety? No? Meet this guy. Zagan might be a most feared evil sorcerer, but when it comes to social interactions, he's like a newborn. But what happens when he falls in love with an elven slave called Nephilia? This guy spends his entire fortune on her and becomes the ultimate simp of mankind. But even after getting the girl, he has no way to communicate with her.
なぜ私を買われたのですか。
お前が知る必要はない。何を言ってるんだ俺は。
This this is pretty much the fantasy we need. Your average fantasy with sword-swinging heroes and OP heroines has been getting pretty tiring, so why not give our main character some social anxiety? This is based on a manga, which is based on a light novel, so you might see some familiar tropes coming back, but this is still going to be original just because of the bumbling sorcerer. Number 6, The Fable.
いける？ハンカチ使う？
One guy said this is the story your dad'll enjoy, and you'll slowly start to love. That's pretty much an accurate description. This is like Peaky Blinders, except the Shelby family got a rule saying never to kill anyone. This assassin called Fable is one of the most skilled assassins, but now he has gotten an order saying not to kill anyone. How is our assassin bro going to survive without doing what he does every day?
私はこの1年恋をするの。イケメンの彼氏作るからさ、殺さないでね。
The romance part comes when the crazy obsessed girl joins the show, and that's pretty much proof that this anime has a set of vibrant characters who are so vibrant that it reminds you of anime called Psyche K. This also has a ton of gangster and yakuza elements mixing in, so if you're a fan of those, give this a go. Number 5, chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army.
こんなことになる前に逃げよう。
私の村に来てくれませんか？ちゃんとお礼がしたいんです。美味しい食事とか。
It's rare to see an isekai guy actually get a life. This guy looks dumber than your generic anime guy from generic anime, but he gets a wife, a life, and he lives much more happier than your average man in his 30s. Huh, maybe we all need to get isekai'd at this point. Anyways, this is pretty much what the title describes. It's slice of life of a guy who gets fired from the Demon King's army.
わかりました。お世話になります。
ガリエルさん。
ですが、その前に食事を。
Yeah, I know, a lot of this feels like banished from the hero's party, but this builds its own story and characters along the way. If you go here expecting some epic battles, then you'll probably won't get it. But if you go here expecting some nice slice of life of your average isekai guy, then you'll love this. Number 4, the banished former hero loves as he pleases.
だとしたらやっぱり僕が止めなきゃいけないよね。
誰かを犠牲にして成り立つ国というのは間違っていると思いますから。
This dude is a failure just like every generic isekai guy who ends up being a failure. But what's the change? He says, hell no, being a failure is a good thing. I'm going freelancing. And then decides to live a carefree life. That's until he sees his ex-girlfriend captured. Well, guess he can't stay a relaxed life anymore because of ex problems. So now he gets thrown into this whole new adventure as a failure.
気のせいかな。今誰かに呼ばれたような気がしたけど。
Now this looks original because this guy's saving his ex-girlfriend instead of his potential girlfriend. But then again, since this is an isekai anime, his ex-girlfriend could be his potential girlfriend. What does that make her? Re-girlfriend? Girlfriend 2.0? I don't know. All I know is that girl number 1 in the poster looks like Eris from Mushoku Tensei. The other looks like Historia from Attack on Titan. Number 3, Wave, Listen to Me.
検索したら結構評判いい店だってな。近いうちに食いに行くよ。そんで仕事跳ねたらまた一緒に飲もうや。
クビになってなければね。
Right after the anime with the ex, we have the anime with the girlfriend suffering from breakup problems. It's an anime about Minare Koda, a manager in a restaurant who breaks up with her boyfriend. The same night, she gets drunk and rambles to an old man at the bar about her life. The next day, she is invited to become the radio host of a popular radio show, which broadcasts her drunken ramblings to the public.
やっと来てくれたな。
車出すからとまで言われちゃうね。つか、長いこと忘れてたわ、この感覚。男に車で迎えに来られるのってやっぱいいもんっすね。
Now you might think, wait, this was a radio show all along? Not really. Apart from the screaming in the radio, you also get some nice slice of life for moments and how one has to cope after a fallen relationship. Our girl also becomes popular among the people, then she needs to find a way to manage her personal life from her busy work schedule. It may not be the best anime for a teenager, but it will ring close to the hearts of every worker. Number 2, Fina, Pirate Princess.
力はいらない。あとはよく見て。
中心狙えばいいんだよね。
そうだ。 けど的は君を誘ってくる。
的が
This might not be the female-led version of One Piece, but it sure checks all the factors of a good pirate anime. We follow the fiery Fina as she breaks free from a brothel and sets sail to unlock the secrets of her family's mysterious past, with only a strange crystal as a clue. Along the way, she falls in with a ragtag crew of pirate ninjas called the Goblin Knights, led by her long-lost super serious childhood pal Yukimaru. Fina, Pirate Princess, is something that comes as a full package. You get an interesting female lead who isn't one-dimensional, you get a nice romance where the childhood friend actually has a chance with the girl, and it also comes with nice animation and production. And we have pirate ninjas. What more could you ask? Number 1, Josie, the Tiger and the Fish.
別に初めて乗ったわけちゃうで。喧嘩売っとんのか。
いや、どんな風に見えてるのかなって。
Babysitting a tsundere is harder than managing 5 crying babies at the same time. But this guy decides to help a tsundere and even make her fall in love with him. That's some Nobel Prize worthy achievement. And for once, this isn't about the tsundere in high school because now she's all grown up and in university. Yeah, that's right. Say goodbye to the annoying high schoolers.
大丈夫か？
On one side, we have a hard-working guy called Sueno Suzukawa, and his goal is to collect enough money to fulfill his dreams. On the other side, we have a girl called Kumiko, a crippled girl who is annoying and likes to insult everyone. After a chance encounter, Sueno is appointed as Kumiko's caretaker. If you want to see a slowly blossoming love story, some great character development, and moments that'll make you cry like an infant, then give this one a go. Don't worry, it doesn't have a sad ending, so you don't need to keep your usual tissue box by your side.